How many times have you lost yourself because you were too kind? Not money, not a relationship, yourself. If that sentence made you pause for a moment, before you continue, comment just one word: boundary. The biggest lie ever told to good people is this: be patient, forgive, understand, time will fix everything. But time does not fix a lack of boundaries. It reinforces it. Niccolò Machiavelli wrote in The Prince, "If you must cause harm, do it all at once and decisively, but distribute kindness little by little." Because the human mind adapts to prolonged pain, but it respects a decisive blow. When you delay a hard decision, you are actually teaching the other person that they can repeat the behavior. Every "it's okay" you say out of fear removes one brick from your authority. Emotional cruelty is reacting out of anger. But calculated firmness is this: when you realize something is harming you, without drama, without shouting, without over-explaining, you close the door. Real power is not speaking loudly. Real power is deciding briefly. Some relationships cannot be fixed with explanations. Some people do not change with more chances. They only respect limits when they see them. If you don't draw the line, life will do it for you. But then, the choice won't be yours. Kindness is valuable when it is a choice, not a fear of being alone. Firmness is beautiful when it comes from awareness, not hatred. Now be honest. Which decision have you been postponing for a long time? If you've realized it's time to be decisive once and for all, right? Today, in the jungle, not every animal is dangerous, but every one of them has boundaries. Before you continue, ask yourself, in your life, which one are you more like? A lion, a fox, or a wolf that is always explaining? This is not a children's story. This is a lesson in power. The lion does not fight every day. He does not roar at every sound. But when you step into his territory, his reaction is fast, decisive, and final. He does not stretch out a threat. His warning is short. The fox is different. The fox is intelligent. It knows when to retreat, when to wait, when to play the game. But it never makes one mistake. It never makes itself available for exploitation. The weak wolf, however, is another story. He keeps warning, keeps saying this is the last time, but it never becomes the last time. Does not respect loud noise. It respects certainty. Niccolò Machiavelli wrote in The Prince that a ruler must be both lion and fox. A lion to frighten the wolves, and a fox to recognize traps. The lesson is this: if you must be firm, do it once and decisively. Because short pain creates respect, but prolonged pain makes you ordinary. In your relationships, if you constantly threaten to leave but never do, you are no longer a lion. You are background noise. In your work, if you say no repeatedly, but then retreat, you no longer have boundaries. You become the safe option for exploitation. Blind cruelty turns you into a wounded animal. But conscious firmness makes you the owner of your territory. Power means fewer warnings, fewer explanations, but once you decide, no turning back. Yourself. How many times in your life did you roar but never attack? If it is time to turn from a hesitant wolf into a calm lion, decide in silence. And this time, don't drag it out. In history, the jungle wasn't just full of animals. It was full of men, either lions or prey. A clear example: Cesare Borgia, a name that Niccolò Machiavelli mentions with respect. When Borgia entered Romagna, the region was full of chaos and betrayal. He appointed a ruthless commander named Ramiro d'Orco. That man restored order with extreme violence. People were terrified, but peace returned. Then what did Borgia do? When he realized the people despised that cruelty, one morning he had the commander's body cut in two and displayed in the town square. The message was clear. Cruelty was for order, not for pleasure. Power is in my hands, not his. The result? People feared him, but they also respected him. Order remained, but hatred was transferred. This is calculated ruthlessness. Now the other side of the story. Louis XVI began. He could have acted decisively. He could have implemented reforms quickly, or suppressed his opponents. But what did he do? Hesitation. Hoping things would calm down. Half measures. Late decisions. The result? He was neither loved nor powerful, and ultimately he fell under the guillotine. What was the difference between the two? One caused short pain and kept control. The other prolonged pain and lost control. The lesson? Power does not fear kindness, it fears indecision. In your personal life, it's the same. If you see betrayal and only warn, if you see disrespect and only feel hurt, if your boundary is crossed and you only explain, you are rehearsing Louis's fate. But if you decide once, clearly, decisively, and without show, you are controlling the game. Now ask yourself, hesitating because you fear looking bad? History shows those who fear decisiveness ultimately pay a much higher price. If you realize it's time to stop delaying a decision, just repeat one word to yourself: decisive. How many times have you been hurt because of your excessive kindness? The world is not made for boundless kind-hearted people. If you always forgive, always give chances, always wait, not everyone will appreciate it in the end. Niccolò Machiavelli says if you must do harm, do it all at once and decisively, but give kindness gradually. Prolonging a hard decision makes you appear weak. Blind cruelty wounds you, but conscious decisiveness makes you the owner of your territory. Power is knowing when to be gentle and when to be firm. Those who fear decisiveness ultimately pay a much higher price. Now ask yourself, where in your life have you hesitated? Who is still taking advantage of your excessive kindness? If you realize it's time to be decisive, comment decisive or share this video with someone who needs to hear this lesson.